The world is once again standing at the edge of an unpredictable storm. Reports emerging from diplomatic and intelligence circles suggest that former U.S. President Donald Trump has delivered an urgent and highly confidential message to Israeli leadership: prepare for an imminent American military strike on Iran. The warning, if true, signals one of the most dangerous escalations in Middle Eastern politics in decades, a moment that could redraw the entire geopolitical map overnight. Behind closed doors, according to multiple sources, Washington and Tel Aviv are discussing coordinated action aimed at crippling Iran's military infrastructure and destabilizing its political leadership. The alleged goal is nothing short of regime dismantlement, a plan that would target Iran's missile systems, nuclear facilities, and key military installations in a rapid, overwhelming assault. But while the rhetoric may sound bold and decisive, the reality on the ground is far more complicated. A strategy full of cracks. The narrative being circulated in political circles presents the planned offensive as a calculated precision operation. Yet analysts warn that the situation is riddled with obstacles that could derail the entire plan. One of the most surprising challenges comes from an unexpected source: a global shortage of advanced missiles and military hardware. Years of continuous conflicts, from Ukraine to the Middle East, have drained Western stockpiles at an alarming rate. The kind of large-scale air campaign required to neutralize Iran would demand an enormous quantity of precision-guided munitions, many of which are already in limited supply. Pentagon insiders reportedly fear that the United States may not possess enough ready-to-deploy weaponry to sustain a prolonged conflict with a nation as heavily fortified as Iran. Unlike previous regional opponents, Iran is not a lightly armed adversary. It has spent decades building one of the most sophisticated defensive networks in the world. And that reality is making even America's most aggressive strategists nervous. Internal resistance in Washington. Beyond logistical problems, the proposed military action faces significant resistance within the United States itself. Senior military officials and political figures are said to be deeply divided over the wisdom of launching another Middle Eastern war. After years of costly engagements in Iraq and Afghanistan, many within the American establishment are reluctant to open a new front that could spiral out of control. Critics argue that a direct attack on Iran would ignite a conflict far larger than anything the region has seen, one that could pull in Russia, China, and multiple neighboring states. They warn that the economic and human consequences would be catastrophic, not just for the Middle East, but for the entire global system. Public opinion, too, appears wary. Polls indicate that a significant portion of the American population has little appetite for another foreign intervention. Memories of past wars still linger, and many fear that this new confrontation could become another endless quagmire. Yet, despite these warnings, the wheels of military planning appear to be turning. The withdrawal that shook the region. In the midst of these preparations, one move in particular has raised eyebrows across the international community: the sudden U.S. withdrawal from Iraq's strategically vital Al-Asad airbase. For years, Al-Asad served as a critical hub for American operations in the Middle East, a key point for intelligence gathering, missile defense, and rapid military response. Its abandonment has been interpreted in sharply different ways. Officially, the withdrawal is being framed as a routine strategic repositioning. Unofficially, many believe it signals something far more serious. Some analysts argue that the U.S. pulled out to avoid becoming an easy target for Iraqi militias aligned with Iran. In recent months, American bases in Iraq have come under increasing rocket and drone attacks. By leaving Al-Asad, Washington may be attempting to minimize the risk of immediate retaliation if a strike on Iran goes forward. Others, however, see the move as a troubling sign of weakness, a logistical retreat that undermines America's ability to defend its allies and interests in the region. Either way, the vacuum left behind has added another layer of uncertainty to an already volatile situation. The shadow war over technology. While missiles and military bases dominate the headlines, a quieter but equally important battle is unfolding in the realm of technology. The report highlights the involvement of Russian expertise in helping Iran block Starlink satellite internet services. This effort is designed to prevent foreign actors from influencing internal unrest or coordinating opposition movements within Iran during a potential conflict. By disrupting satellite communications, Iranian authorities aim to maintain control over information and limit the ability of outside powers to destabilize the country from within, a tactic that has become increasingly common in modern hybrid warfare. This digital dimension of the conflict underscores how wars today are fought not only with bombs and bullets, but also with data, networks, and information control. Iran's formidable defenses. Despite the confidence expressed by hawkish voices in Washington and Tel Aviv, military experts caution that Iran is far from an easy target. Over decades of sanctions and isolation, Iran has developed a vast and layered defense system designed specifically to deter American and Israeli attacks. From underground missile silos to advanced air defense batteries and an extensive network of regional proxy forces, Iran has prepared meticulously for the very scenario now discussed. According to defense analysts, even the most sophisticated Western military technology would struggle to fully neutralize Iran's capabilities. Any initial strike would almost certainly be met with fierce retaliation against Israel, U.S. assets in the Gulf, and potentially even targets far beyond the region. The prospect of such a chain reaction has led many observers to describe the situation as a potential nightmare scenario, one in which a limited operation quickly explodes into a multi-front war. A global game of chess. Beyond the immediate military considerations lies a broader geopolitical struggle. Russia and China are watching developments closely, viewing Iran as a crucial partner in their efforts to counterbalance American influence. Any attack on Tehran would likely trigger a powerful diplomatic and economic response from both nations, further dividing an already fractured world. European allies, meanwhile, have reportedly expressed deep concern over the possibility of unilateral American action. Many fear that a war with Iran would destabilize global energy markets, send oil prices skyrocketing, and unleash a new wave of refugees and regional chaos. From London to Berlin to Tokyo, the international community appears united in its anxiety, if not in its ability to stop what may be coming. A performance on the world stage. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the entire episode is the suggestion that much of this drama is being carefully orchestrated behind the scenes. The source material portrays the crisis as a kind of geopolitical theater managed by powerful deep-state establishments that operate beyond public scrutiny. According to this view, the threats, warnings, and military maneuvers are part of a calculated performance designed to serve hidden strategic interests. Whether this interpretation is accurate or not, one thing is clear: the people of the world have little control over decisions that could determine the fate of millions. The calm before the storm. As of now, no missiles have been launched, no official declaration of war has been made, but the tension is unmistakable. Naval fleets are on alert, intelligence agencies are working overtime, diplomats are scrambling to prevent disaster, and ordinary citizens across the Middle East are bracing for a future that suddenly feels terrifyingly uncertain. In Tehran, daily life continues under a cloud of anxiety. In Jerusalem, security officials prepare for worst-case scenarios. In Washington, debates rage behind closed doors. Everyone seems to sense the same thing. The region is balancing on a knife's edge. Uncertain tomorrow. Will cooler heads prevail? Will back-channel diplomacy manage to defuse the crisis at the last moment? Or are we witnessing the final moments before a conflict that could reshape the 21st century? For now, the answers remain hidden in classified briefings and secret meetings. What is visible, however, is a world holding its breath, waiting to see whether the next chapter brings war or restraint. One miscalculation, one unexpected incident, one order signed in haste. That may be all it takes. And if the first strike does come, there will be no turning back. The clock